JanLinder-Koda from Angel Diva Music, and welcome to another episode of In the Studio. Today I have the wonderfully talented Jeremy Weinglass, fantastic pianist and composer. Good morning, how are you?
Fantastic, Jan. Good to be here.
What was your earliest idea that you knew that you could play music?
Well, I was lucky to get involved in piano lessons at an early age. My mom got me started at 6 or 7, and I think by age 10 I was getting some serious lessons and some serious training, so classical, and I really felt a drive for some reason to keep improving and keep going back. I know a lot of kids maybe fall off at some point, but I just felt drawn to it, and I think by 11, 12, I knew for sure that's what I wanted to do the rest of my life, one way or another.
So did you study classical piano from the beginning?
Yes, I had a lot of classical training, and after several years of classical training I also got into jazz. I did some jazz bands in my school, and also was lucky to have the opportunity to accompany a lot of singers, and I accompanied choirs and so forth. So I had started to get a lot of range at playing, so at an early age.
So who did you listen to when you were a kid?
Well, I was playing quite a bit of classical, so my favorite was Chopin, Debussy, and Beethoven, and I listened to them quite a bit. So I was very romantic classical, and I honestly didn't listen to too much pop music or so forth, and I was actually not interested as much. I got into some jazz listening, but I was really focused on classical for quite a while.
I assume that you read music, obviously.
Oh yeah.
You know, the interesting thing is that you are talking about being trained classically. Do you ever listen to music and sit down and be able to take it off with your ear, or do you have to follow a sheet of music? Oh
yeah, playing by ear is a lot of fun. Also, I mean that's where it's at really. Because I have the tools to read music, that's great. But the other side to it is being able to play by ear. And so as I evolved with my music, I started to want to play. I did want to get into playing more popular music, and so I actually play quite a range now. I mean, I even get into some rock and metal too. So, but
oh, really?
A lot of music, like say Metallica, for example, I might like one of their songs. Nothing Else Matters is actually a good one. That's a good example where there's no sheet music to it, but I easily come up with a nice version because I play by ear and I understand the chords, and I create my own style in that process. And I do that with quite a bit of music. So,
wow.
Yeah.
So do you play along to their record, or?
It's usually music that I've heard it so many times that I might try to play along, but after a while I stop listening to it and I make my own version, and then it's funny coming back later to hear if I've changed it too much. I'll be like, oh wait, there's how it originally went. So
do you write out the music, or you write out the chords?
I used to write out music, all the notes, and then I just use a shorthand now. I mean, jazz notation is a lot easier. You just have the melody and chords, and that's generally how I write now. But I'm always thinking of all the complex notes and underlaying the chords. So.
Do you envision yourself ever producing your music with a full orchestra?
Oh, absolutely. I think my music would be perfect for arranging for a fuller context. I mean, the album I just did was I did finally move out of just solo piano, and I did release an album for piano and violin, and that's the Odyssey.
And I have that too.
Yes.
Let me show this incredibly beautiful cover. This is the violin.
Yes, Chris Woods, fantastic violinist. We collaborated on this album. I wrote a song for each month of the year. So with 12 months and 12 keys, I was able to write a whole journey through the year, through all 12 months, and kind of create a feeling of each month and take it through the entire year. And
so how did Chris become involved?
Well, right when I was almost complete writing it for piano, I met him. I was playing at the congregation at Agape, the
very
spiritual
famous
center.
church.
Yes, yes, with Michael Beckwith. I play the meditation music there from time to time, and it was in that moment of improvising in the meditation music that Chris Woods came up on stage and asked if he could play along with me. I didn't know him yet, but I thought since he was asking me in front of 500 people,
what are you going to say?
Him and his violin. So yeah, naturally we started playing and created such a natural, organic sound together, and everyone was going crazy about it. And they thought, they asked like how long we were playing, how long we'd been playing together, and of course the answer was that was our first time meeting. So with that, I decided that it would be a good opportunity to rewrite the whole thing for violin, and that's what I did. And it was quite a
that
project.
was so smart of you,
Yeah.
because it's one of those moments that you never even knew would happen, and then just by chance some other incredible element is added to your music, and it makes every song that I've heard really, really just come alive and be so incredibly beautiful.
Yeah, that's really important. I'd say one of the major things that I do, that I keep an eye out and keep open to, is collaboration. That's very important, because otherwise I don't know where I'd be. Right now I've got such an amazing group of people I work with now, and the Odyssey, in fact, actually evolved even further beyond just the violin. I was actually open to some dancers collaborating.
Yeah, how did that, I mean, who would think, okay, yeah, I'm going to play piano and have a violin. Oh yeah, and I would like a ballet company as well. I mean, it's different, and again, I have to say, I just came from the show last Friday night at the El Portal Theater, and that place was packed, and it was very exciting, and the music was one of those magical moments where every single thing just came together and just was so alive. I mean, I really did not even find one moment where I was bored or I didn't want to listen anymore. There was a mixture of the visual and the sound that was an opportunity for classical music to be heard. That doesn't usually happen. So it was beautiful. It kind of is like the old days when there were kings that paid for the music, and as composer we would write the music, and then they would have the play and the dancers. It hasn't really happened like that for a long time, so it's kind of exciting.
Yeah, it was absolutely exciting, that performance of Odyssey, for the first time having my music come to life with full dancing. And it's like as a composer, I've always been thinking I'm telling a story through the word, without the words, telling a story through the music. And with classical music, there's levels you reach with storytelling, but to have another dimension in there of the actual dancers. We actually created a script. Like, we pulled the music out, like the script out of the music, which was in there. So like, we're creating characters and the whole storyline. We worked on it for several months, and then with this fantastic, amazing choreographer and lead dancer Michelle Levon, we worked for quite a while on that. And then we brought a director in, Stephen Hughes, and before I knew it, I had 7 dancers, including an aerialist. That was quite wild.
That was as beautiful as Pink at the Grammys. It was very exciting. It was unexpected. I had no idea it was coming. I knew there were dancers, but then there was a martial arts dancer in there. Yes.
It was Tai Chi warrior we had, and also some nymphs running around. I mean, there was
so cute.
It was definitely a fairy tale that we were telling, through the relationship of 2 lovers and going on their journey together and apart and evolving, and telling the story through the context, through the cycle of a year.
And then there was the tree.
Oh right, the
which
tree.
Which was very cool. We didn't know whether that was a real live guy in there. Or...
He was actually a stilt walker, a professional stilt walker with a fantastic tree costume. It was, such a perfect touch to the whole cast. And so yeah, we're really excited moving forward with this. The production was, again, we did sell out the entire El Portal Theater.
It was very crowded.
Yeah, and that was quite an ordeal. We took on this task. Me and my wife Kim, who manages me. It was quite a a team up we had. She produced the whole thing as well. And it was fantastic, you know, taking this on and working with so many people. I mean, from all the dancers and, you know, working with PR and, you know, everything from the catering to, I mean, there's quite a bit to put in to this full production.
I don't know if people realize,
yeah.
even for one night,
yeah.
you have to stage the entire thing, even if it is just one night.
Right.
Did you video the show? Or?
Oh yeah, we had we went all out. We had 5 videographers and a bunch of photographers as well, and we've got quite a bit of footage of the show, and we're really happy with that. What we're gonna do is looking forward is we're gonna obviously put the whole show together on video, and also put a promo video together so we can be able to, you know, market that, or, you know, pitch it to different people, because although this was a one-night show, we are very hopeful and open to the show continuing to evolve or to progress or to run or tour. I mean, there's so many possibilities, and so we're all really excited. The whole team Odyssey.
Do you think this will be something that people can purchase?
Oh, sure.
Eventually.
Yeah. We'll definitely have that available soon off my website, Jeremy1.m4v.com.
Good.
Yes. So,
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, of course. Hey.
Because you know what? That's one of the things that I want to talk about. That nowadays you cannot just be somebody who tours. Not only do you have all the people who support you and your team, but you have to have a presence online, which if you don't have that, it's almost impossible to make it. So I noticed that you do have your own website, and you are present on Reverb Nation. And where else can they find you? Well,
you mentioned, the website, Reverb Nation. I also do a lot on Facebook. Facebook is very beneficial, from just my personal page and the fan page. It's all connected now. I'm starting to get it all too, and also Twitter. So you throw all that together. People want to know what you're up to, and you know, from music to just personal stuff as well. But you just kind of putting it out there, and you know, more and more people are hearing my music, so I'm getting more and more fans from all of those avenues, and then tying it together with just to keep fans updated with what I'm up to and the new music I'm working on.
You know, the thing that really impressed me about you and your wife were that you have things so organized, and I don't think that artists always recognize that the organization of the career is something that has to happen, or it's impossible to move forward, because very talented people still have to have a sense about them that they're going to go somewhere with their package. And you know, I didn't even really understand how vast the project that you had with Odyssey was really happening, because you said you were going to do a show one night, and I didn't really get it until, you know, you started to lay it out. And it just goes to show the incredible amount of information that you put together with Kim. And then I noticed that you had a PR firm, and I don't think you can do it without this kind of a team.
Oh no, you absolutely need a team, and I'm so blessed to have a wife that's also my manager.
You are.
I mean, I highly recommend that. But otherwise, it's always, I mean, just putting a team together with the management and being open for ideas, and that's how we met you. We wanted to, you know, it was just early August before the show, and we wanted to you know, make sure we're on track and get ideas. And we heard that, you know, with the production and producing you do, and the ideas you have and consulting, that was very important too. And of course, it's my wife's idea to get ideas from everywhere, you know, and to really be open to whether it's collaborating with the music or just getting a new business, creative business strategy. All these things are important, and so between that, the PR and everything, we're really expanding my presence and my music ability to reach people.